Okie dokie. Welcome back to 5 Minute Bible Study. If you've been tuning in, it's been a bit of a downer. We've talked about murder, we've talked about adultery, we've talked about divorce, and speaking for myself only, I realized that I cannot do the new rules that Jesus is laying out. So on that note, hope you're having a good week, and let's move on to something else. So Matthew 5:33 to 37, it's about oaths today, promises. So I'll read it and then I'll tell you what I think. Again, you have heard that it was said to the people long ago, do not break your oath, but keep the oaths you have made to the Lord. But I tell you, do not swear at all, either by heaven, for it is God's throne, or by the earth, for it is his footstool, or by Jerusalem, for it is the city of the great king. And do not swear by your head, for you cannot make even one hair white or black. Simply let your yes be yes, and your no be no. Anything beyond this comes from the evil one. So I've never really gotten this one. I just thought it was just telling us how amazing God is, but I didn't understand how the two went hand in hand. So first of all, he's saying, okay, in the Old Testament, you've heard it a million times, that if you make a promise to God, follow through with it, be loyal, be faithful, be trustworthy. But I'm here to tell you that's not enough. Just like I told you all the other things weren't enough. I'm raising the bar. I'm raising the standard. It's not just a checklist. It's a heart thing. And so here's what I'm saying is don't make promises ever. Because if you swear on heaven, well, that's God's house, not yours. You aren't able to use that. And even if you swear by the earth, well, that is his footstool. You just live here. It's not yours. It's huge, but it's only big enough for God's feet, nothing else. And you can't use Jerusalem because that's God's city, so that's not yours either. So far you're 0 for 3. You actually own nothing by which you can swear, because since you own nothing, you are at risk of losing nothing. There's nothing that you can put your word on because nothing is yours. He says you can't even swear by your own self. That's not yours either. You can't turn a white hair to gray or a gray hair to black or a black hair to brown. You have zero control even over your own head. Your body, yourself is not yours. God made you. You're his. The only thing that you have control over is your heart and your decisions. So if you say you're going to do something, do it because your heart says yes. Or if your heart says no, then don't do it. But stick to your heart and do what your heart is telling you. Swearing by anything else is the devil's ways, because he too pretends to have power and authority, and he makes deals by it, but it's not his to make deals with either because he owns nothing. So there's actually one more thing that you have control over: your heart, your decisions, and your actions. If you promise something, do it because your heart is telling you that's the right thing to do, and then follow through on your promise. Come through. Be loyal. Be faithful. Be trustworthy. Don't waste your time swearing on stuff because you've got nothing in the bank. And so if you screw up, nobody can take anything from you because you've got nothing. It's all God's. And you're going to lose it one day or another when you kick the bucket. So forget about swearing on stuff. It holds no value, and you have no right to swear on everything that God owns and makes. Just say yes and no from a pure heart that has sought God, and then follow through and do what you said yes to or do what you said no to. That is all that matters.